Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, back again with me Suci Syahrani with name 21B5050410006, student from ITL Trisakti, and my major is inventory management. Today, I will explain about planning and stock. Let's start it. For the first, what is inventory management? Inventory management is a process of managing and controlling the inventory of goods that your business will later distribute to consumer, be they final consumer or other types of consumer. This process also includes recording and administering stock of goods. Inventory management is also an integrated system that facilitates all the activities within it. Some key activities, such as stock management, then procurement, then barcode scanning, liaison with suppliers, shipment tracking, until the final stage in inventory reports and warehouse monitoring, are all covered in it. Next slide. What is planning and stock in inventory management? Inventory planning is the process of determining the optimal quantity and timing of inventory for the purpose of aligning it with sales and production capacity. Inventory planning affects a company's cash flow and profits while contributing to an efficient supply chain. While what is meant by stock and inventory management, stock is the supply of finished goods available for sale, and inventory includes both finished goods and components that create a finished product. In other words, all stock is inventory, but not all inventory in stock. Next, there are several things in planning and stock in inventory management. For the first, levels of planning. The second is aggregate planning. The third, master schedules. Next, operational schedule. And the last, simulation of stock. Levels of planning. There are two parts. The first, effect on stock. The important point is that each strategy and focus has a direct effect on stock. A strategy of low cost will lead to strategic decision about stock that aim at minimizing long-term costs. But the strategic decision led to more detailed tactical plans for the organization and more detailed tactical decision about stock. In turn, the tactical decision led to detailed operational decision for the organization and operational decision about stock. The message is the decision about stock occur at all levels and are directly linked to other decisions with the organization. The second is capacity planning. Capacity planning is primarily a strategic function. When an organization wants to meet demand over the long term, it has to make strategic decisions about the size of buildings, their location, process use, levels of technology, and so on. However, when the strategic decisions have been made, there is scope for medium and short terms adjustment to capacity. This might be done by working overtime, using subcontractors, using an appointment system, rescheduling maintenance, or a host of other options. Next slide. Aggregate planning. Aggregate plans take the strategic plans, particularly the capacity plans, and add details to give a set of production plans for each family of products for each of the next few months. Aggregate plans are only concerned with families of products and do not look at individual items. A furniture manufacturer, for example, may produce many different types, style, and size of table and chairs. But the aggregate plan only shows the total production of tables and the total production of chairs. To achieve this, the planners have a number of variables they can control. They may, for example, change the product mix or the number of people employed, the hours worked, the amounts of stock, the amount subcontract, demand, and so on. Essentially, aggregate planners are looking for answer as for answer to a series of questions. Should we keep production at a constant level or change it to meet in demand? On the other hand, a small business is unlikely to have the resources for this and could not justify the extra effort to get marginally better results. The following this gives the most important method of designing plans. For the first, negotiation. Planning is so complicated with many subjective factors and people affected that the best approach is often the negotiation a solution. This may not give the best technical answer, but it has the support of everyone concerned. The second is adjust previous plans. The best operations are relatively stable, so a useful approach to planning has an experienced planner reviewing previous plans and updating them to allow for any changing circumstances. This has the benefit of being relatively easy, causing little disruption, using a well understood procedures and result that are trusted by organization. Unfortunately, the result can also be of variable and uncertain quality. The plans may take a long time to design. The third, other intuitive methods. This include a range of methods that use the skills, knowledge, and experience of planners who will typically use a series of heuristic rules that have been successful in the past. Next, graphical methods. Planners often find it easier to work with graphs or diagrams. Next, other spreadsheet calculation. In last method, we concentrate on the graphs and probably use a spreadsheet to do relate calculation. Concentrating on the graph might show the overall patterns, but it might lose some of the details. An alternative is to concentrate on this spreadsheet uh, calculation and look at the patterns is the number. Next, simulation. Simulation is one of the most flexible approaches to solving problems. It gives a dynamic view by imitating real operation over a typical period. We will return to this approach later in the chapter. Next, expert system. These specialist programs try to make computers duplicate the thinking of skills schedulers. The basic skills, expertise, decision, and rules used by experts are collected in a knowledge base. A user of the system passes a specific problem to an inference engine, which is controls the rules used to get a solution mechanism. And the last, mathematical models. The method we have listed so far really, at least to some extent, on the skills of planners. More formal mathematical approaches with give optimal or near optimal solution without any human intervention. so many subjective and no quantifiable factors that optimal solution in the mathematical sense may not give the best answer for the organization. Next slide. Master schedules. Master schedules for the first expanding the aggregate plans. We, we can expand the aggregate plans to give more details, which are known in a master schedules. The master schedules disaggregates the aggregate plans and shows the number of individual products to be met, typically and each week. This details timetable of planned production shows the due dates or complements times of individual products. The master schedule is derived from the aggregate plans, so the total production given in the master schedule must equal the production specified in the aggregate plan. In practice, master schedules are designed close to the start of production, so they need to be more flexible. For example, some adjustments to allow for others already received back orders, revise forecasts, new concerns on operation, and so on. If everything has been done properly, these effects should be small, and master schedules should be derived directly from the aggregate plans. Next slide. Designing master schedules. In principle, designing the master schedule is similar to designing an aggregate plan. So method again range from discussion through the mathematical models. As we are looking at lower levels and more details, plans become increasingly complicated and messy. They can involve a lot of subjective fields, so master schedules are more likely to be designed by skilled schedulers using some intuitive approach. Next slide. Operational schedules. The iterative adjustment of the master schedules can continue up to sometimes say 3 weeks before production actually starts. After this, the schedule must be finalized to allow the more detailed planning of equipment, materials, people, and other resources. There are two ways that we can approach this more detailed operational scheduling. First, we can continue with the method that we have used for higher plans, comparing requirements and available of resources, designing plans to overcome any mismatches, and so on. This gives short-term scheduling, which we will discuss here. The other method take a fundamentally different view of dependent demand. For the first, short-term scheduling, the production scheduled for, say, the upcoming week is displayed in the master schedule, which is establishes the parameters and limitation for the most in-depth operational level of planning. The various technique for short-term scheduling, which span from mathematical modeling to discussion, are essentially the same as those for aggregate planning and master scheduling. And the second is control of schedules. Short-term schedules outline the task that each person, piece of machinery, research, and jobs should be performing at any given moment. However, there is a distinction between creating schedule and seeing to it that they are followed. frequently anticipate events like equipment malfunction, illness, late delivery, misdirected suppliers, and so on. Abstract the plans from being carried out. Our organization employ a control system to monitor these issues and identify solution. Next slide. Simulation of stock. Simulation of stocks. Using simulation is an additional option. This is predicated on a dynamic representation that replicates a system ongoing operation over an extended period of time. A typical inventory control model examines the activities throughout a certain period of time. At that moment, it planning and stocks 293 outlines a situation, gathers pertinent data, and makes the education. In contrast, simulation tracks the action and observes precisely what transpires over a longer period of time. In a straightforward analogy, a simulation captures a movie, whereas an ordinary model provides a snapshot of the operations. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I hope you get any benefit from my video. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye guys, see you!